in this video, we're going to look at the last rule that they sneak into our section of the book, which is the derivative of e to the x. So the derivative of e to the x, it's not obvious, but it'll end up being one of your favorite rules. And the reason why is because the derivative of e to the x is e to the x. Yes, it's itself. Didn't see that one coming. Okay, so what happens is that the derivative of e to the x is just e to the x. Now, warning. The derivative of e to other stuff is not just e to the stuff. Okay? This is going to be coming to us later in the book, okay? So right now, what we're going to do is we're just going to look at things that are e to the x. Okay, so in our homework and examples, we have things like y equals e to the x. And they say, what's the derivative? And we're like, weren't you just paying attention? Like, seriously. The derivative of e to the x is e to the x. Really? Really? All right, here we go. All right, should we make it a little bit more exciting? What if I asked you to take the derivative of 4e to the x plus 2? All right, so if we had 4e to the x plus 2, let's think about this. 4 is a coefficient. Coefficients just hang out. The derivative of e to the x is e to the x. The derivative of plus 2, if you have a constant without any x's, that's going to be 0. So the derivative of 2 is 0. So there's my derivative. All right. Now, I'm going to sneak in one more example, so hold on while I erase. All right, we're going to look at finding the equation of a tangent line, or the tangent line, to y equals 3e to the x plus x minus 4 at the point x is 0. So one of the things I want to remind you about finding the equation of a tangent line is that we need the point, and I need that point to be an x comma y. And right now I only have the x term, okay, so I need to fix that. And I need the slope. Okay, and that slope is the derivative evaluated at our point. Okay, once I have those two things, all I have to do is glue it together in our point slope form. Okay, so I need to make sure I have a point. I need to use the derivative to find the slope, and then I plug it in. Okay, so let's talk about our point. Our point is x is 0. All right, cool. But what's the y value? They didn't give me the y value. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Okay, well, y value is determined right here. So if I plug in x is 0, I get 3e to the 0 plus 0 minus 4. So let's look at this. 3e to the 0. E to the 0 is 1. 3 times 1 is 1. So I got 3. Plus 0. I still got 3. Subtracting 4. That's a negative 1. All right, cool. Now, for our second part, I've got to find the derivative and evaluate it at this spot. So let's go ahead and find that derivative. Okay, now I wrote f prime of x. Here, technically, it's y prime, but it's the same deal, right? I just want to find the derivative. So let's talk about the derivative. The derivative of this function is going to be 3. The derivative of e to the x is e to the x. The derivative of x is 1. And the derivative of a negative 4, a constant without an x, is 0. Cool. All right, now, I need to plug in x is 0. So when I plug in x is 0, let's see what I get. 3e to the 0 plus 1. And I believe I get 4. Okay, so this is my slope. My slope is 4. My point is 0, negative 1. Let's put it in. Okay, so y minus a negative 1 equals 4 times x minus 0. And let's go ahead and write it the way that we are used to seeing equations of lines. Okay. Now, over and over again in the homework, it says to graph it. And you'll notice in my homework solutions, it says use Desmos or used Desmos. Yeah, that's fine. You don't need to actually translate the graph in your homework. But what I want to make sure you're doing is verifying that if I graph this in Desmos, and then on the next line, I graph this, what I should see is that this is tangent to the curve at this spot. So you don't have to draw the graphs that you're seeing online in your notes. Just write, did it, right? Used it, we're good. But I do want you to verify that you are getting that they're attached. The reason why is, if you made any mistakes in here, when you go to graph this is not going to be attached to our graph. So it's a good check to make sure that your work is correct. All right, good luck with your homework assignment. Persist, keep going.